It's Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun.
Okay. The thing, read it again from the top.
He
wants a breakdown. He has a specific question.
It's just a breakdown of
this verse. Again from
the top. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 1. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done.
Right.
And there is no new thing under the sun.
Okay, no sweat. This here is a reincarnation precept. The thing that has been is that which shall be. Is that correct?
Sir.
What's the first line?
The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be.
Right. So now we go in past tense and future tense. The thing that hath been, the thing that's been before, is that which shall be. Meaning there's something that was there before and it's going to be again in the future. It's going to be back again in the future. Something from before is going to be the future. Right? Go ahead.
And that which is done is that which shall be done.
And there were things that were done before, is that which will be done in the future again. Go ahead.
And there is no new thing under the sun.
And with that said, there is no new thing under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. Right? That thing that hath been is that thing that will be. And that thing that was done is that thing that shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. This here is a reincarnation precept. We're gonna go into give me Ecclesiastes 6, I think 6 and 10.
Ecclesiastes 6 and 10.
Right, same book. It's gonna skip through the chapters. All right, I believe it's Ecclesiastes 6 and 10.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verse 10. That which has been is named already.
Right, that which hath been is named already. That thing which hath been, and that thing that was done, which hath been, that shall be, and that thing that was done, which shall be done again, that thing has been named already. Go ahead.
And it is known that it is man.
And it is what?
Known that it is man.
And it is what?
Known that it is man.
That thing that was before and shall come again. That thing that was done before and shall be done again. This is man. Man has been here before and shall be here again. Man has done before and will be done again. Things that men have did before, men will come back in the earth and do those things again. This is a precept for reincarnation. Reincarnation is absolutely real. Keep reading.
Neither may he contend with him that is mightier than he.
Right, and you ain't gonna be able to, contend with the Lord at all. You're not gonna be able to, argue with the Lord about it. Right, the reincarnation is absolutely real. Christians, of course, don't believe in reincarnation. They believe in YOLO. You only live once, one life to live, which is why they live the way they do. They live the way they do because they don't believe they come back to pay for anything. And they don't believe that you could now live your life in a way that when you come back, you're going to come back into the kingdom of heaven. Right? They're in the heaven right now with our oppressor, the white man. And they're enjoying his heaven. They don't believe in reincarnation. They just believe in living it up. Living it all the way up. All right? Give me go back to where it was first.
Ecclesiastes 1 and 9.
1 and 9. Give me 1 and what? 3.
Give
me 1 and 3. Get one.
It's Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 3. What profit hath a man of all his labor which he taketh under the sun? Verse 4. One generation passeth.
And that's something you should ask yourself. After doing all this work, what profit has a man of all your labor that you do under the sun? Like what do you get? You understand? What do you get? Listen, even in playing games, you playing chess. The king and the pawn go in the same box at the end of the game. So what profit do you get, whether you're a billionaire, you're an astronaut, you wipe people glass at the stop sign? At the end of it, everybody going into a box. So now, what is the profit for all a man's labor on the earth? What is it? And that's what Christians do not understand. Christians don't understand the cycle of life or the circle of life. They don't understand it. Go ahead.
Verse 4. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever.
Right? One generation passes away, and another generation comes. Just like the one we read in verse 8 or 9 before, where it said that thing that had been is that which is to come. And that thing that was done is that which shall be done. One generation passes away, is going to grow old and eventually die. That's what happens to everybody. And then another generation has come out, because babies are going to be born. Babies are going to come into the earth. Babies are going to be conceived from a man and a woman, and they're going to come into the earth. And that generation is what shall be, or that thing that is to come. Go ahead.
Verse 5. The sun also arises.
So like, but the earth abides forever. The earth does not go anywhere. The earth is never going to be destroyed. The earth is going to be here forever. This earth is not going to be destroyed. This planet is not going to be destroyed, and they try to make you believe in the goddamn movies. All right, go ahead.
Verse 5. The sun also ariseth, and the sun goeth down,
right,
and hastens to his place where he arose.
Right, just like in the morning, you see the sunrise, right? That's what we call it. Of course, today with all the science and the technology, you understand the whole premise where the sun doesn't rise, it's always there. It's the earth that turns and passes. But in the same premise, you seeing something coming up from a horizon, and this is the horizon. You're going to see the sun rising. You're going to see the sun rising at a certain time of the day. It's going to be here, because you have no bearing or you have no concept of how the earth itself, what you're on, turns on the axis or tilts. That doesn't affect you because you're way too small to feel the movement of this big thing. You understand? To feel the small movement of this big thing. It's just too much. You get the point? It's too much for you to even imagine or to even feel. If it was smaller in relation to you and you're on it, you could feel it turn. You would be able to feel that. You get the point? Even just being in a plane. You in a plane, if you in a car, you sitting in a car and the car turns, you'll feel it. Even if it's a turn around a beltway or those loops that wrap around seats, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel that inertia pushing you to the outside or to the inside, whichever way you are. Right? If you're in a plane, a way vastly bigger object, moving through what you would call space or the air, and not on the roadway that is, is affected by that friction. When the plane turns, I'm not talking about a sharp turn. I'm just talking about a regular turn like you do in a car. Turn a corner. You are not going to feel it because the thing is just too goddamn big. You're not going to feel it in relative to you. You're not going to feel that thing. But of course, how you see it, you're going to see the sun rising, and at one point it's going to reach high in the sky, and then you're going to start see it going back down and setting. You get it? But that's how your eyes are seeing it. Of course, we do understand that the sun doesn't really rise. That's what I was just explaining. But the premise of the reference here in scripture is that something is coming out of like a ground or hidden. It's coming out. It's young. It's early in the morning. The day is still young. All these phrases is because it's a cycle. And now the sun is at high noon. The sun is at its strongest. And then it starts to dip. It's in its evening. It's evening out. It's in its twilight years. It's going down. And then what? The sun sets. And then it's darkness. Even when people die, they put it on the front of them programs. Sunrise, December something. Sunset, March something, how much ever years later. Because it's the relation, it's the reference of life. Now he's saying, you see in this thing, read this verse again now.
Verse 5. The sun also ariseth, and the sun goeth down,
Mhm.
and hasteth to his place where he arose,
Mhm.
where he arose.
Right? The sun rises and goes down and hastens to his place where he arose. What does that mean? The place where he arose.
Means where he's coming from.
Okay, so what does it mean when he said why is he saying hasten to the place where he arose?
You really does say before.
Okay. Verse 5. The sun also ariseth, and the sun goeth down, and hasteth to his place where he arose.
Let's take it off. Let's take it off.
Okay.
All right, you can work that out after. All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, Shalaka, can you repeat the question?
What does it mean? It hasted to its place where he arose. The last line. Bring the last line down.
It means he's going back where he originally came from, like where he was created.
Okay, so
So
okay, go ahead.
So you talking about the sun or like us in particular?
Just this verse here. Let's explain it.
I can explain it with sun, sir.
No sweat. Anybody else? So you go ahead.
Where it rose from where it come from, being starting again, the same way it was created or came up the first day, it came back to that original spot. So it starts over again, it regenerates.
That's the premise he wants. The premise he wants is he showing you now, is it a different sun tomorrow? Today's Wednesday. Is a brand new sun coming in the earth tomorrow, like a totally different one.
Lots.
The sun that's set tonight, is that sun dead and gone and will never ever come back?
Lots.
It's the same sun that comes around. The same sun that sets later on, or in some other places already set, it done set on the other side of the earth. That's the same sun we see now. And then later on tonight, on their side, the same sun that's setting now is going to be visible to them later on tonight. And then in the morning, it's visible to us. And go behind noon with them. It's the same sun. It's the same one. Keep going.
Verse 6. The wind goeth toward the south, and turneth about unto the north. It whirleth about continually, and the wind returneth again according to his circuits.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 7.
What does that mean?
It means it keeps on going. It just keeps on going. It may die down, but the same wind is going to build up again.
It's the wind also flows in a cycle. The wind also flows in a cycle, which is why you have you've heard of the Sahara dust. What is the Sahara dust?
I believe it's dust that peaks up from the Sahara Desert.
Where's the Sahara Desert? Where is the Sahara Desert?
Oh, in Africa. Sir.
On the other side of the earth.
Constant.
Right? And where does it go?
It goes all the way across the ocean, Atlantic Ocean, into like South Americas.
Mm-hmm. No, it goes to the Caribbean and also to the Americas too.
But the whole other side of the earth.
It goes west. And when it goes west, where does it go after that? Now, is the dust traveling or is it something else? The wind is what's picking the dust up. So it's really the wind that's traveling. So the wind goes west to the east coast of South America and the Caribbean and the Americas. And where does it go after?
Keeps on going west to the Asians.
So it goes west until it becomes east again. Asia is east. It's a cycle. It keeps going until west becomes east. And then it comes back. You understand? Everything is a cycle. Winds are a cycle. You had the winds that came from Canada that brought all the smoke down. Right? The Caribbean experiences something called northeast trade winds, right? which means these winds blow from the northeast down to the southwest, and then they keep going like that, not around the island, but they're blowing down, and they keep going down to South America and coming around the whole top of that part of the Caribbean, top of the Caribbean down. The hurricanes follow a pattern. They start in the Atlantic Ocean, sometimes on the coast of Africa, and come to the Caribbean, and then go up, and then cycle back. You get the point? Go ahead.
The trade is that they can do with any type of trade route or something like that.
Okay, that part you could look up. I'll be guessing if I say why I call it trade winds, but it would make sense because that was the trade route because the winds blew that way. You get the point? It would make sense. But you'll have to look it up for sure. Keep going.
Verse 7. All the rivers run into the sea,
Mm-hmm.
yet the sea is not full.
Mm-hmm.
Unto the place from whence the rivers come, thither they return again.
Mm-hmm. Break it up.
It's saying everything. All the rivers run to the sea, but because the sea is not full, that means it's outlet, and it's.
So the sea has an outlet, it has a drain plug in the sea, has a drain.
Lied.
You see empty. It just has a spiral goes down into the earth. Don't look at the computer the answer ain't there. Come on, what does it mean? Anybody?
Same thing that even the rivers and seas have a cycle.
So break it down.
Can I hear the version again?
All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. Until the place from whence the rivers come, thither they return again.
Okay. Go ahead.
So it said the sea is not full, meaning it's constantly being filled up by the rivers. And then it says it goes back to the rivers again. So the rivers flow to the sea, and the sea flows to the rivers. And
How does the sea flow to the rivers?
Like a cycle.
So how? So the wind blows
The currents.
ocean water to a river?
The currents.
Not quite.
Like evaporation.
That's how it is. A river is not low. A river starts high. That's why it flows down. If it was low, the river wouldn't go anywhere. You understand? It starts high up, hilly area, mountainous area, and flows down into a delta. That's what it empties out into the sea, right? Every river finds its way down to some point where it touches the ocean, touches a beach. Every beach, somewhere along that coastline, has a river emptying out in some way. And there's many small rivers that flow into a big river. It's called a tributary. It contributes, and every time it crosses a line where you have rivers flowing in, downstream it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it's so wide and has so much water, and it flows straight into the ocean. But the ocean never gets filled up, right? It never gets filled up. Why it never gets filled up?
Because the water evaporates.
That's true, but the answer for the topic would more so be it's not new water. You understand? It's not new water that's coming. If it was brand new water that's coming, by now it would be water world and everybody would have gills because the water would be on top of the Empire State Building. Rain keeps falling forever, for hundreds of years. And why doesn't the water level rise and cover the buildings and stuff like that? It doesn't. It's a cycle. Water goes into the ocean. It evaporates up into the sky. When the sky gets enough water, it's too full up there, then it rains. It rains, and as it rains and falls into the earth, some parts of the earth, they call it pervious parts of the earth, and impervious. Pervious means it could be penetrated. Impervious means it's solid like concrete. So the pervious parts is like your grasslands and your forested areas. They're going to absorb the water down into a water table underneath. Some water factories get their water from those type of places. and those are called fresh water, and they also come out into the rivers. When it falls onto the impervious parts, they run off into your drains and your roadways and your canals and empty out into some river somewhere or some basin and make its way down to the sea again, and then goes into a whole other cycle. It's called a water cycle. It's not new water, it's the same water, right? That's the cycle of life. That's how things are. Everything is like that. Everything goes through that stage. That's just how life is for everything, for every single thing. Trees. You all see these huge trees, right? What happens at the end of summer with the trees? What happens?
They lose their the leaves start to get brown. They start to fall off.
They start going to the fall season or the autumn season, and the leaves fall off, and the leaves stay on the ground, right? Well, of course, everywhere you live, they're going to rake leaves up. What happens to the leaves as time goes on? The leaves that fall on the ground. What happens to them?
They decay, become part of the
Turn into what?
soil.
Okay. And then where does it go?
It's like nutrients for the for the tree again,
And then what happens?
and then it grows back onto
And
the
the leaves come right back. It's the same leaf that fell. It's gonna come on back. The tree. The tree is dirt. Trees get big because of the dirt. It pulls up and turns into that bark.
Mhm.
You leave that bark to rot, it's gonna turn into what? Dirt. You understand? You bagging up you have them old homes and stuff on the front lawn. You're bagging up all them leaves, and then your county gonna take up your leaves and sell it to Home Depot, and then your dumb ass going to Home Depot in the spring to buy the same leaves you just rake up and got rid of. It's dirt for soil, for mulch. It's the same thing. It's a cycle. Everything is a cycle. There's no other system on the earth. Every single thing, it's a cycle. Right? Keep going.
Verse 8. All things are full of labor.
Say it again.
All things are full of labor.
All things are what?
Full of labor.
Full of what?
Labor.
Full of what?
Labor.
Everything is full of work. What kind of work? The cycle. Everything is full of that cycle, of that work. Every single thing. Go ahead.
Man cannot utter it.
And man don't understand. Man doesn't even understand what's really going on in the earth. Doesn't understand why things are the way it is. The cycle of life, men don't understand it. You understand? That's why Christians are the way they are. That's why we as a people live the way we live, because we don't understand the labor that's going in. We don't understand this life. We don't understand. Get it, boy? You don't understand it. You have a baby. That brand new baby is not brand new, right? That baby was here before, which is why as soon as the baby is able to stand up, they damn near run before they walk. They got new legs, and they use them. It's like if you get a new car, you driving that new car all easy, and you like those spots in about 3 months, because every time you hit the damn freeway, you want to see what this new car could do. A baby got new legs because just before the baby died, what was the baby's legs like in the most in the ideal sense of life? In the ideal sense of life, just before you die, what's usually somebody's state? Ideally,
Stationary. Like they're
old. Use words people could understand.
Okay.
They're old, they're bedridden, they got whatever going on with them, cancers, diabetes, or just age. They don't have the strength no more, and they're walking with a cane or walking with one of them the walkers with the tennis balls on the, or can't even walk. That baby comes back and is using them legs now. It's the same person coming back. The same person coming back as a baby. You understand? We don't understand life. Man has utter it, which is why abortion is an option. Abortion is an option because you don't think you're killing anybody. You don't think you're murdering anybody. You're murdering somebody who was here before and they're coming back in the earth again. So abortion is so evil and wicked. So evil and wicked because you're literally taking the life of a person who was here and they come back into the earth now. How they come back is the Lord's decision. Man cannot utter it. Life is full of labor. How they get here, that's the Lord's decision. You ain't supposed to go against it. But this person was here before. You're doing something that you don't even know you're doing. You thinking that nobody will miss this person. How do you know that? This person have a role to play. They was playing the role before. They come back in again to either do it over or reap the benefits of the life they live. You decide you're going to kill somebody. Even somebody who was here before. You understand? This is another thing. Esau's court system, right? Somebody do a ton of murders, premeditated, so they're all first degree. The judge gave them 3 consecutive life sentences. Why?
Say some evil bastards.
Or they understand something we don't. Their system probably, their judicial system probably understands something that we do not. How could you serve 3 consecutive life sentences when you, according to them, only have one life? How could you? Maybe they know that they want to imprison you when you come back. Maybe they understand that part. You understand? Now, I'm not saying every single judge has it, but the system of it was set up obviously hard, because how could you serve consecutive life sentences? Consecutive, not running concurrently. Consecutive life, meaning one after the other. How could you serve that if you only live once? Similarly, when they was recently bringing up, not recently, they do it all the time, when they bring up them ex-Nazi soldiers from Argentina, which is where all of them hiding up. Down in Argentina, all them Germans is down there, them Italians is down there taking over the damn country. When they find them all with an oxygen tank in a damn wheelchair, and they're bringing them back to the tribunal somewhere in The Hague or in Sweden or whatever war crimes court, they decide to bring them in front of. There was this famous quote from a rabbi. Is it a rabbi or a judge? Where he said, there was this one of these Nazi soldiers who was down there on his deathbed, ready to die. And I believe his family or his lawyer was asking for mercy because he was going to die. They were saying either they was asking to delay the case or mercy. But if they waited, it was a high possibility that this particular Nazi, because if you could look it up for me, I don't know if you could look it up, please.
Okay.
Right? This Nazi would have died. And this judge, the judge or the rabbi said, we need to get him in court now so we could sentence him. Because if we don't, he might die and he might escape justice. That's a very heavy statement. How could you escape justice if you die? You understand? He's going to die anyway, so why even sentence him? Because they understand something we don't. You understand? They understand something we don't. He has to get this before you go. You got to get this judgment before you go. Life is a whole cycle. It's always been that. All right? Give me verse 8. Shapat, just pick up from where the brother left off.
Oh, God. Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 8. All things are full of labor. Man cannot utter it.
Right.
The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing.
Right? They ain't going to understand what's really going on. And no matter what you tell people today, I will show them they're not satisfied with it. They don't believe it's that simple. That's what he's saying. The place is full of labor, man can't utter it. All things is full of labor. The eye won't be satisfied with what you show him, man. And his ears ain't gonna be satisfied. He always want more because this knowledge is just too simple. It can't be that simple. It can't be just that so simple as to why is it the way it is. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be.
Mhm.
And that which is done is that which shall be done.
Same thing. That's what we just read. 6 and 10 in the same book. The thing is man, and that thing and that man which hath been, he shall be again. And that man, everything he did before, he gonna do it again. It's cycle of life. The spirit of prophets is subject to the prophets. And those who stood with Christ before, they're gonna stand with Christ again. You get the point? Those who was a traitor to Christ before, they're going to be a traitor to him now. That's just it. You understand? That's the cycle of life. That's how it goes. Keep going.
Okay. And there is no new thing under the sun.
Okay.
Verse 10. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It's already of old time, which was before us.
Right. There, there's nothing that you can say this is new. Like a new baby. This baby is new to you. This baby has new limbs, has a new body, but this baby's been here before. That person has been here before. That spirit has been here before. It's been there before. Keep going.
Verse 11. There is no remembrance of former things.
Say it again.
There is no remembrance of former things.
That's the key in reincarnation. There's no remembrance of former things. There's no remembrance or no recalling of your past life. So anybody who's saying there was, King Tut in a past life is a nutcase. You understand? Anybody who's saying there was the prophet, Jeremiah in a past life, that person is an idiot. You get going? Come on.
Nobody ever says they were Jews.
Yeah, nobody wants to be Judas. Nobody wants to be Judas. And nobody said there was the damn Sodomites in Sodom and Gomorrah. Right? Who the hell is them? Surely they're back in the goddamn land. Surely they're there. But everybody want to be, it's about 10 Jeremiahs in the earth. It's about 5,500 King Davids in the earth. You understand? But nobody want to be, anybody else. You understand? No. Where's the nigga who went up and eat the pork with Maccabees? Where he at? He not here. All the pork them Christians eat, and he ain't come back. Right? But Matthias and Judas and that Judas Maccabees are talking about. They're the only ones that come back. But the Christian that went and eat the pork. Where the one who went in the tent with the Midianite woman? Where the hell he at? With all the interracial shit going on. He ain't come back. None of y'all want to identify. Y'all don't want to, identifies this one and that one. Identify these wicked niggas too. You might learn something about yourself. Go ahead.
Let me tell you. Mashiach Yahushua, you cross the line radio every Thursday.
Oh, so somebody say he's Christ?
Concert.
Yeah, concert. Yeah.
Every Thursday.
It's rough. It's rough out here. These drugs and stuff that's going on. It's rough.
I got the article you was talking.
Go ahead. You could if there's a picture from it, you might want to show the picture. I could definitely read it.
Yeah, it's a picture of concert.
Go ahead.
It's like I'm gonna. You want me to select it?
You have to reply to read the picture. Is that down for the show?
Lots. So I got it right now. Okay.
I should probably keep it on.
Neither shall there be any in remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after.
What's that?
Just a second.
The remembrance of all things. Where's the second button from neither?
Oh, it's not. You can't see in the future either. You won't be able to see the next person you will be.
It's saying the same thing as the first one.
Concert.
It's saying those who are going to be born, meaning you're not going to remember your former life now, and your children who come down later. You understand? the remembrance from that him that is the computer who's to come after. Nobody has remembrance of the life before, which is this puts an end to the whole thing of deja vu. The deja vu before, right? People think, oh, I lived this before. Some. Deja vu is not real, right? It's right in the Bible. What happens with deja vu is you don't understand how your brain works. Your brain, is almost like a computer where stuff might be deleted from in front of you, but it's in the machine somewhere. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
If anybody knows computers, everything is in the machine somewhere. That's why somebody comes to crime and the feds come, they take the machine. You think you delete everything. They'll find it. It's somewhere on that brain.
Mm-hmm.
Your brain works similar to that, where you don't remember it consciously, but it's there subconsciously. So you may smell something and you get that feeling of, I smelled this before. Or not like smell, you associate what you're seeing with a memory from before, because this smell you loved or something you taste from that you love from before, way before, and it triggers that time of euphoria that comes with memory. But deja vu to say you just see something and say, oh, and I lived this before, something like that is not real. Those are things that those are stuff that happens in your brain, much like sleep paralysis. You know, sleep paralysis, where the Christians say, I can move and I say blood of Jesus 3 times and the demon got off my chest. Right? Christians down in the bed and they open their eyes, but you can't move. And you feel like you can't move. Jesus, that's a lie. That shit is bullshit again. Not saying that doesn't happen. Those things happen. That sleep paralysis is caused usually when you're extremely tired. When you're extremely tired, what happens is when you go to sleep, your brain releases a chemical that paralyzes your body, so you don't do certain voluntary actions. Why you don't get up and sleepwalk, right? You could injure yourself because everything is off. So your brain releases something to paralyze your body. Sometimes when you're extremely tired, your brain could wake up, your body hasn't. So you're there, your eyes, you open, you see it, but your body's not moving. You start, because of Christianity, start thinking some demon is sitting on your chest trying to have sex with you. Your nasty eyes. Because Jesus could save you from the spiritual rape you're about to get. It's not that. You just super tired. That's it. You ain't no need to sit down there and panic and think, it's you, Damien O'Man, or Freddy Krueger, or some shit holding you down. This is just what happens in your body, from your brain. Your brain is something, once again, man can't utter. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was mostly sisters saying, yeah, he had a witch on his back. Well, I had a witch on my back last night. That's what they said.
You might be a witch, but you ain't got nothing on your back or your chest or nothing. You just don't understand life. That's why you don't understand this reincarnation. Yeah, that's good. So this is the devil here, right? He's an ex-Nazi.
Kamala Khan, sir.
Right? He was an ex-Nazi, and they're bringing him to justice. Go ahead.
Kamala Khan. Munich, Germany. John Damjanjuk was wheeled into a packed Munich court on Monday to face charges he helped kill 27,900 Jews during the Holocaust in what is likely to be Germany's last major Nazi-era war crimes trial.
But Joe Biden says we predators, we criminals, and they make a crime bill for us.
Mm-hmm.
This devil killed 27,000 people. He helped him. He accomplice. For all the oppressors who think, want to play semantics. But he killed him. He helped kill him. All right, he helped. He assisted. He had 27,000 assists.
Right.
You should never ever feel like you think that's wrong with the world or wrong with America or wrong with anything. Well, this nigga, he make it to 90-something now. 90-something. Lee Malvo. What's the little boy name? Was Lee Malvo? I forget his name. You know what I'm talking about, right? So DC Sniper. DC Sniper is Lee Marvel, right? But that's the boy name. That's the boy. Find out mix up the two names.
Is John Al Muhammad is the older one.
Is the old right? Lee Marvel was what? 12, 13 or something like that?
17.
17, shit. Whatever. He was 17 at the time.
Concert.
That's still a boy. I don't care what nobody says. That's still a boy. He's not a man yet. They wouldn't let him go. For what? 4 people? 4 people, right? I think it's 4 or 5 that they actually killed.
Big concert.
Right? They don't want to give him no room. He applied for the shit. He said, listen, man, he was a minor. He lost the time. They don't want to let him go. This dude was free until he's 90-something years old. You should never feel like you are what's wrong with this place. Never. Understand why Anthony Devil, and he needs to be put in jail. Not you. 27,000 now. He ain't get tired. That's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. He stopped probably still would make the Hall of Fame. Wait a minute,
he low in the ranking. He low in the ranking. He on the bench in the playoffs. He on the bench. We ain't talking about Napoleon. What's the other one, boy? Go ahead. Stalin. That's the one who I always forget. Stalin. We talking about them niggas, yeah. Mussolini. Shit. Mm-hmm. We ain't talking about them yet. Go ahead.
Khan. Lying on a mobile hospital bed, the expressionless 89-year-old former U.S. car worker complained of pain to the medics in the afternoon session and was given an injection.
Slow it down. Really?
Khan. Lying on a mobile hospital bed, the expressionless 89-year-old former U.S. car worker complained of pain to medics in the afternoon session and was given an injection. And
now you know the afternoon session is court. So they brought him to court in the bed because, of course, they're trying to appeal to the sympathy of the court. That look at the state. You gotta wheel him in here on the bed. He in pain. They're trying to appeal to mercy. Meanwhile, he killed 27,000 people and was able to come to America and get a job in a car factory.
Khan.
So you are a felon and you can't work in McDonald's. You are not what's wrong with this place, brother or sister. You're not the problem. Just make sure you understand that. You're not the problem. If anything, you probably need to go kill some more so you can get the benefits he did. It's either that or you ain't killing enough. You understand? 27,000 people and he got a job now. I'm sure he was some big shot in some car factory somewhere. Go ahead.
Khan, causing a 30-minute delay in the proceedings. Mm-hmm. German state prosecutors accused Demjanjuk, who was top of the Simon Wiesenthal's Center's list of most wanted war criminals, of assisting in killings in the Sabador death camp in Poland, where prosecutors say at least 250,000 Jews were killed. Demjanjuk.
He on the top of the list. He's like, they want him. They want to die. Go ahead. So he ain't just help.
Mm-hmm.
He probably was doing a lot himself. Go ahead.
Khan. Demjanjuk denies he was involved in the Holocaust, and his family insists he is too frail to stand trial. Mm-hmm. But camp victims want justice. Mm-hmm. Justice takes a long time. I am not seeking revenge for Demjanjuk. I'm not seeking revenge for Demjanjuk. He should tell the truth, said the co-plaintiff Thomas Blatt, whose family was killed in a camp in 1943. And
so he don't know where they say he's going to escape justice. That's the part that really you found it. Is it in this article?
Slovakia.
That's the part of one. Where they say they have to charge him when he died because they don't want him to escape justice. So he had to take his charge. You can't find it. It's probably in there. It's another one. I can't name the devil. But I remember the statement was made that he can't escape justice, which is something we don't understand yet as people. This oppressor does though. He definitely does, but we don't. All right. If you cannot find it, that's all right. That's all right. So you can drop it. But reincarnation to answer the brother question. There are also precepts for reincarnation. You can also go to 1 Corinthians 15. Also, 1 Corinthians 15 from like about 30 or something on down is, you know, really good. Give me a few verses. Give me 1 Corinthians 15 and 12. Start at 12. Give me 12 and 13.
Come.
And then skip down to 35.
Come, sir. Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
Now if Christ be preached that he rose from the dead,
Mm-hmm.
how say some among you that there is no resurrection of the dead?
Any Christian who ever questions reincarnation, that's a precept. Read it one more time.
Come, sir. Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
Now if Christ be preached that he rose from the dead,
Mm-hmm.
how say among you that there is no resurrection of the dead?
Right. If Christ is preached, if we teach that Christ rose from the dead, he was crucified and rose 3 days later, how could you now say you don't believe in reincarnation when somebody came back from the dead? You understand? Life was taken and life was given. How could you preach that? Christians don't believe in Christ. That's what you'll find. They don't believe in Christ. Keep reading on.
Come, sir. Verse 13. But if there be no resurrection of the dead,
Mm-hmm.
then is Christ not risen?
You see a question mark there?
Slide.
So read it as you see it, please.
Come, sir. Verse 13. But if there is no resurrection of the dead, then Christ is not risen.
If there is no reincarnation, then Christ is dead and he ain't coming back. Christ is not risen. If there's no reincarnation, then what you pretending to keep the law for? Because that's what Christians really do. Why call yourself a Christian? He's dead. He's gone. He's part of history. He's in the dirt. If there's no reincarnation is absolutely real. Keep going.
Come, sir. Verse 14. And if Christ be not risen,
Mm-hmm.
then is our preaching vain. Then is our preaching vain, and your faith is also vain.
That's it. That's for your Christians. You're questioning reincarnation. If you don't believe in reincarnation, then Christ got to be dead. And if Christ is dead, all your preachers are preaching in vain. They're preaching for nothing. And really, they're preaching for nothing right now because they don't even believe in Christ. You don't have to be dead. Reincarnation don't have to not exist. They don't believe in him anyway, which is why they do what they do. Their preaching is for money. It's absolute money and vanity, which is why they change their doctrine every 3-4 years. Even the Vatican now is talking about, the homosexuals is fine and it's a part of life and God loves everybody and blah, blah, blah. Because they don't believe in none of that shit they're talking anyway. All right. Give me verse 25.
Uh-huh. Look at 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 35.
Go ahead.
But some man will say,
Uh-huh.
how are the dead raised up?
Mm-hmm.
And with what body do they come?
What Christians always say. Well, if reincarnation is real, where they get anybody from? How they coming back? They coming back out of the earth? They said this to Paul. What was done before will be done again. The man who was here before, the same people who questioned the men of the Lord before, it's the same people who question him. It's the same thing. Right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 36. Thou fool.
Say it again.
Thou fool.
Say it again.
Thou fool.
What are Christians?
Thou fool.
What are your preachers?
Thou fool.
What are your Muslims? Your Islam?
Thou fool.
What is your Rastafarianism?
Thou fool.
All your religions are fools. Absolute fools. They don't know what they're talking about. Go ahead.
Come. That which thou sowest is not quickened, except it die.
What does that mean? Go ahead.
What you basically saying, you fool, what you trying to
The link to Sawaba?
That was my
No sweat.
select.
Go ahead.
saying what you sow is, it's like what you trying to put down, what you trying to plant, like a farmland for, it doesn't come alive. It dies.
No. Anybody else?
With our soul, so the soul is planting,
Mm-hmm.
and then we gotta see what the word quicken means, and it's said to die meaning. But I would think take a shot at it and say like if you plant something, it won't multiply unless it dies, spread seed.
That's it. What's quicken mean?
That's what I know.
Yes, sir.
Alive.
You didn't say it right.
Bring life.
To make alive or to give life. You understand? To make alive is to quicken something, right? To make it to like how you ever hear to make haste, right? Or look alive. Look alive is like to put life into something. To quicken something is to make life, to make alive, or to give life to. So as you say in Nehemiah, if you plant something, nothing grows unless that thing you plant dies. You understand? That thing you plant has to die first, and then something can grow from it. But that thing that's growing from it is not something brand new. It's that same thing that died.
Right.
That's life. Man don't understand it. The eyes want more, the ears want more. It can't be that damn simple. Right? Keep going.
Okay.
Read it again.
Okay. Verse 36. Thou fool, that which thou sowest is not quickened,
Mm-hmm.
except it die.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 37. And that which thou sowest not that body, not that body.
Slow it down. Read it again.
Verse 37. And that which thou sowest not that body that shall be, but bear grain. It may chance of wheat or of some other grain.
Right? So what you put in the ground, that seed you put in the ground, you're not sowing that physical thing. You're sowing that thing so it dies. So whatever has to come out is going to come out and live. For those who wondering where the body coming from. That's why the body goes back into the ground. It's our custom, not ashes, that's not bad. But from the earth you come, from the earth you return. We put our dead into the earth. Because that's where you come from. You come from your body is dust. Your spirit goes to the Lord, He renews your spirit right back through some family. You come back into the earth. Reincarnation is absolutely real. Christians will never understand. Even though they farm, even though they plant, even though they understand the water cycle with rain and the rivers, they could break all that down. But you tell them, man was here before. No. No, you crazy. You lying, this, that, blah, blah, blah. If that's the case, how many people ever lived? What's the number? How big is heaven if that's the case? That's what I want to know. Where is that spot? That's what has to be huge.
God.
Like, where is it with everybody who's dead and all this? Rest in peace. I know you're looking down on me. For the last, 2,000 years alone. We in 2023 AD. There's, going back 6, 7, 8,000 years on the other side of the zero line. Where all them people at? If nobody comes back. Go ahead.
Stop it. Get crazy with them. You got all the stars and stuff to be the heavens, but what about heavens? A lot of people.
Oh, shit. So I have to bring some back to Earth. But now we're talking about heaven. We're talking about heaven. Heaven got to reach up to the surface by now. They got to be building condos right as soon as they open the manhole to check the sewer. Fine. Because there's so much people stacking up. Reincarnation is real. Reincarnation is real. None of that, don't believe none of that nonsense. It's absolutely real. I hope that answers your brother question.
You hearing that noise, you hearing that pound, you hearing that voice. That's what is that sound? That's boots on the ground and we on the move. That's your honor, taking your time. If you are at home, please do not try this. We are not hoes, we are not modest. It can get violent if you ain't bought it. I will advise you, stick to your silence. Plenty of shoes fit for you. Please stay in your lane and that'll be cool. You the type to scream up if you buck in the club. We rockin' stilettos, hold with red. We are not the same, you and me. We are not the same, you and me. I do not get high, do not wife hoes. We are not the same, you and me. I come from the hood, surviving them booms. Everybody on drugs and dodging them goons. And don't give a fuck, they taking your jewels. If you got the guns, they making the rules. You niggas say you crime bosses and mob ties, and that sound good on the outside. I know warlords is just righteous enough not to kill and race your whole bloodline. I'm in the bodega, everything fuego except NYPD. I'm not from New York, but I put on my Timbs and stomp your ass out and turn you to a chopped cheese. Everywhere I go, I got my shield on. Everywhere I go, I got my zeal on. Everywhere I go, I got my kill on. That model 52 nil on. That gun is loaded, them my woad is Henny poet. You already know it. We the coldest beef, we smoke.